And finally, Times Square itself said something about New York and terrorism. The neighborhood within walking distance of Chelsea, where one of the bombs went off, was discovered and also went off. I got to tell you, this Times Square was the most crowded it has ever been outside of a New Year's Eve. And I tell you, I go way back with Times Square to when they called it the Deuce and mostly featured Sonny Chiba movies. Now, I appreciated the calls and emails I got from my friends over the weekends, but I wasn't afraid. And I got to tell you, New York wasn't afraid because terrorism lost on Saturday night. I want to bring in our panel now to discuss Eric Beach and Kerry Picket. Kerry, let me start with you. Listen, we know the goal of terrorism is to keep us indoors, to keep us afraid. By the same token, some people are concerned that we may become too sanguine or indifferent and with terror and learn to live with these kind of attacks.
Well, you know what? The thing here that we have is that, remember, this particular attack, it was so different than what we had to deal with back 15 years ago when 9/11 happened, because this attack we didn't see on TV en masse. There wasn't a loss of life. Yes, people were injured, but there wasn't a horrible, horrible, tragic loss of life either. And it was also relatively cleaned up, so to speak, in terms of the suspect was captured, and we also had the situation out in Minnesota as well, where the suspect was killed very quickly. So here, people, while they may have been scared for a moment, in the same light, things seem to be handled rather quickly.
Eric, I got to tell you, you're the chairman of the Great America Super PAC. If you would have saw this guy, the guy from Louisiana and his wife, you would have been over the moon, because their enthusiasm, I have not seen this enthusiasm since the 2008 run of Barack Obama.
That's right. I mean, the campaigns are very similar. I mean, you look at the primary campaign, on the Democratic primary, you had Bernie Sanders that had the energy and enthusiasm. But let me bring it back to what we were talking about earlier about terrorism. I mean, I think one of the things that Donald Trump, the reason why people are so enthusiastic about him is because he's not politically correct. And we don't want to learn to live with terror. We don't accept terrorism in this country. We want to understand who these people are, why they want to kill us, and make sure that they're not able to enter the country here illegally, or if they are here, determine the reasons why, we can make sure that they want to assimilate into this country. And that's something that Donald Trump's been preaching on the campaign trail.
Is there a fine line, though, until we do eradicate the threat? Do we cower in fear, or do we live our lives the way we normally live them?
No, I think we address the problem. Yeah, I mean, we're always going to be fearful, but I think we address the real problem. And there are people here that want to kill us. There are people that are homegrown here that now want to kill us.
Right.
And so it's not enough to say that we need to educate society, about what we're doing wrong. We are the greatest nation on earth, and we need to understand that people want to take that away from us. And somebody like Donald Trump represents strength and leadership, where Hillary Clinton represents weakness.
Kerry, let me ask you, who do you think this, and I hate to put it this way, but who do you think this weekend's events might have helped most, Hillary or Donald Trump?
It definitely seems to have helped Donald Trump. A big problem with Hillary Clinton is that she supports bringing in more refugees into this country, and the vetting system, as much as the administration wants to say that it is solid, still people have a big problem with it. And Hillary Clinton, as far as she's concerned right now, people just are not that enthusiastic.
Well, even she said that, quote, we need tougher vetting. Guys, thank you both very much. Coming